You are a powerful creator, but unless you learn how to yield and control your power properly, you're going to be creating things that you don't desire in your life. So if you've been stuck on this vicious hamster wheel of creating results that you don't want in your life, if you've been trying to manifest more money, more abundance, a better job, just a better career or business in general, if you've been wanting a better relationship in your life, and everyone you keep meeting is the same type of trend and repeating patterns of types of people that you're meeting, and you want to break the cycle, whatever that looks like for you, if you haven't achieved your goal yet and you haven't manifested your desire quite yet, I want to help explain why so that you can actually see the power, energy, and state that you're living in on a moment to moment basis that is creating your reality and your life as you see it right now. So let's jump right into today's video. Really, there are two main areas we're going to focus on. And when you understand both of these areas, you are going to become a manifesting machine. You're going to start living in your true nature way more often, and it's going to be fully within your power and control. So I hope that sounds good. And let's get into the very first section here. And it's really around coherency. So the idea here is whatever you're thinking and however you're feeling is emitting a signal, right? So basically, there's this link between your mind and your heart. And what we call this in the energy world is coherency. When you have coherency between what you're thinking and how you're feeling, you now are sending out a very powerful energy signal. I want you to think about like you are like a beacon of light and energy here. In fact, you really are a beacon of light and energy. You just can't necessarily see it with your own eyes, but you can feel it. You could feel the energy that you're emitting and creating and receiving. So the idea behind this is we want to start to get way more intimately aware of what it is we're feeling in our body, especially in our heart, because your heart is the center that is the connection point. And when your mind and your heart are aligned, it amplifies the signal. So the idea behind this is most people have created coherency, but in the other direction. They feel super strongly about something that they don't want, and it's a bad feeling, and it's something that they don't desire. It's the opposite of what it is that they desire. So for instance, let's just say you've been having a hard time meeting Mr. or Mrs. Right. And every time you go out to like a club or a bar or wherever you're going to meet them, you tend to meet the same types of people over and over again. So if you dissect that a little bit and you start to think, all right, what am I thinking before I even go out to the club? Oh man, I'm going to meet the same type of jerk over and over again, or going to meet the same type of person who's selfish or whatever that looks like, right? And if you feel strongly about that, now you are coherently emitting a signal in the wrong direction. Okay, so now you're setting yourself up, in other words, what we also call is fear casting, but you're literally casting out an energy based out of fear that is not going to bring in what it is that you desire. Instead, we want to understand we have to create coherency on the other side. We have to start to create coherency with what it is that we do desire. We have to start thinking, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Right could be at the bar tonight. Like, and who exactly does that look like? Have a better picture, clearer picture of that desire of the type of person you want to meet. And then if you do that, and then you feel good about it, maybe you can get into gratitude with that idea and you start to get coherent with, hey, what if Mr. or Mrs. Right is out there? I'm going to meet them in a few hours and my life is going to look completely different from that point forward. And you start to feel appreciative for the people that you're going to go out with that are going to help co-create that experience for you. And you start to be grateful for all these serendipities that are happening along the way. You start to see those for what they are. And then lo and behold, you meet somebody unexpectedly at the bar, let's say, or the club or whatever. Maybe it's on the way there. Maybe it's an Uber driver and happens to be the person who you connect with and you feel that connection instantly. Whatever that looks like, right, is understanding that you are creating it. You are a powerful creator, actually. Things don't just happen out of luck or coincidence. You are a powerful, energetic being, and you and I are connected via the energetic portion of us. In fact, every human being, in fact, every sentient being on the planet is connected via their energetic side, via their higher side. We just can't see this energy. We feel it, right? So the physical body is an amazing vehicle to be able to feel this energy. So if you can understand the true power that you are an energetic being living in a physical body, and you are a beacon of light and energy that's incredibly powerful. Whatever signals you're putting out is what you are receiving back. It's that simple. Energy always aligns, right? Like frequencies cohere with each other. It's a universal law. So when you work more in harmony with this law, you now can start to create the life of your dreams way easier, way more effectively. These ideas I'm going to be sharing on today's video here for you are going to help you see why you're creating things you don't want to be creating and how you could change it. Same thing goes for money, by the way. If you want to create a lot more money, right now you're likely emitting a very strong signal that you don't have enough money. Money's hard to make. Whatever the thought is, whatever your resistance is, by the way, which is leading me into the second idea that I want to share on today's video. It has to do with the path of least resistance. The universe always takes the path of least resistance. We're going to get into that in just one moment, but I want to give you the actual example around money. So if you're thinking thoughts about, I never have money, money's hard to make, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay this bill? Like all of these fear-based thoughts, negative thoughts about money, and they cause you to feel bad and lack, like you're less than, you don't have enough money. It makes you feel uncertain, out of control. It's giving you anxiety and it's starting to cause pressure in your life, right? Whatever that is, that's a powerful coherent signal in the wrong direction. In other words, you can't attract money from that energy that you're emitting. You have to start to create the coherency in the other opposite direction. So money, you have to have better thoughts about money. You have to start thinking in terms of money is awesome. Money allows me freedom. Money is helping me live a better, more abundant life with more possibilities and more options. I can take my kids on vacation more often. What does money allow you to do, right? Start to think thoughts that are on par with that idea first. And then you've got to feel better around money. You've got to feel more coherent with that idea. And this is where most people get stuck, myself included, is your mind and thoughts might be trying to think something differently, but you feel the same crappy way about money, the same lackful poverty way about money. So now there's incoherence. And now what's the signal you're sending? It takes a path of least resistance, actually, back to what you were sending before, which is not enough money, and the two realign, and you're sending out that signal over and over and over again, moment to moment throughout each day, and it's very difficult to make money. That's your reality. That's what happens. Your reality will always be one for one, whatever you believe and however you feel, like the power you're emitting, it's going to be one to that. So the idea behind this is the resistance we have about money, our relationships, our health, the resistance we're having in each of those areas is why we're not getting what it is we desire. And it's very much like water. Water takes the path of least resistance. So does the universe and energy. The energetic world we live in only takes the path of least resistance. So if you have total heart and brain coherency around your desire and then no resistance around it, guess what? It's going to come right in. It's going to flow right to you. Serendipity is going to happen. Coincidences. You're going to be lucky and money's going to come right to you. Mr. or Mrs. Right will show up unexpectedly in a short period of time, actually. Your disease will start to dissolve, or your motivation to lose weight will start to increase based upon this alignment that's occurring between your brain, your heart, the coherency there, and the lowering and getting rid of the resistance that's there. So if you look at water flowing in a river, you're going to see it's going to take the path of least resistance. It doesn't care, in other words, what is in front of it. It just goes around it. It's just avoiding the resistance. It just goes around the resistance. That's why what you resist persists, because it just simply goes around it. And it's like it just becomes a rock in your stream. So if you can understand that you need to just simply remove the rock for it to start flowing in a new direction, for it to start flowing towards your desires rather than against them. That whatever resistant thoughts or feelings you've had, if you could start letting go of them it's only going to amplify and expedite what it is that you're creating, actually. It's only going to amplify the coherency between what it is you're emitting, essentially. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions about this, please post in the comments below. But I want to kind of tie it all together for you here at the very end so that you actually have an actionable step and path forward to be able to check in throughout the day to see what are you emitting and how coherent are you. And there's two questions that you can really ask yourself that will help you check in. The first one is, what am I coherent with right now? What am I coherent with? In other words, what is my mind and heart in harmony with right now? Is it more of what I desire, or is it more of what I don't desire? And right there, you could interrupt the pattern, because even if you start to think something different or feel something different, it interrupts the pattern. So this is the idea. And what happens is it decreases the power you're emitting for that thing that you don't desire, in other words. Okay, so that's kind of step number one, is we want to interrupt the pattern by thinking in terms of, what am I coherent with right now? Is it more so what I don't desire, or is it more so what I do desire? And if it's more so what you don't desire, you simply interrupt the pattern, think a new thought, feel a new feeling. How with any of the tools that I've shared or anybody else has shared, just simply interrupt that pattern for yourself. And now you could think something differently. You could start thinking in terms of your desire and start working towards becoming more coherent with that instead of what you don't desire. Okay. And practice this. I'm telling you, this works. When you really start to take the reins of your power and your being here, you're going to start to see new coincidences and serendipities occur in your life that are more harmoniously aligned with what it is you desire. And again, I want to know about it. Let me know in the comments below when this happens for you, because this is what happens. Okay. Number two is, what am I doing to allow my desire in? What channels have I opened up to receive my desire in? Right? So if you want more money, what vehicles have you created that will allow more money to flow into you? If you're a business owner, for instance, right, how many sales pages do you have? How many offers have you made, and for how much? What is your earning potential in your business right now? Right? And go to the max. Like, let's just say you sell a program for $1,000, right? Or you sell another program for $50. Total all the programs you sell up to see your maximum earning potential. Does it match the amount of money you want to bring in? If it doesn't, now you know you need to start opening up the channels. You got to get more coherency and alignment with the amount of money you want to be making, right? So that's a simple idea, but the same rings true for all areas of your life. If you want to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right, what channels are you opening up to allow them in? Number one is, how do you look? How are you presenting yourself when you do go out? Are you showing up as your authentic higher side? Or are you showing up in a contracted, fear-based, like, I'm going to repeat the same cycle type of energy, right? You get to start to see what channels are opened up and what you are doing to open up to be able to receive what it is you desire. I hope this makes sense. Okay. But these two questions and ideas behind these questions will help you start to check in with the power and energy you're emitting on a regular basis. And you're going to start to see why you're attracting and creating what it is that you don't desire, and what you can do to start to create what it is that you do desire way more often, way more consistently, way more predictably. Okay. I hope this whole video made sense. I tried to kind of simplify it for you here today. And if I did a good job, please let me know in the comments below. I just want to help serve the world, and you more specifically, to help you start living your dreams and desires and achieving your goals way more effectively and way easier and faster, so that you're not struggling and you're not in survival mode, and you actually can start thriving in your life. In fact, I have a vision that the entire world, all 8 billion people on the planet, can achieve their dreams, goals, and desires cohesively. Like, there is no competition. There doesn't need to be any competition. We each can actually live our goals and dreams and desires harmoniously together. Imagine that world. Imagine we all were happy and at peace in our life, and we're abundant in our life. Imagine we all had our own piece of the puzzle, in other words, and piece of the pie that we desired in our life. Imagine we showed up without any resentment or anger or hostility towards anybody else, because we've discovered our own innate power and we figured out the being that we are in. We figured out how to use him or her for our greatest good and for the greatest good of the world. Imagine that world. Imagine we all work together to solve the world's problems, right? Well, I got news for you. That's a vision I have. I want to see a world like that eventually. And I'm working towards it, but it starts with you. It starts with you. If I can help you unlock this in your life and in your reality, man, that's all it starts with, because now you can be the beacon of light and energy and hope that will emit greater than ever before for those in your life, those who surround you and your family and friend circle. And even if it's indirectly helping them, that's awesome. It's a domino effect. It's the ripple effect. That's all I want. In fact, one of my goals is just to help one person a day. If I can help one person with this video or with my coaching or with a conversation that I run into somebody with, right? If I can help increase that person, then I did a great job for the day. I really, I'm doing my purpose type of thing. So anyways, with that, I hope this video serves you amazingly well. And I'm so excited to share a lot more of these types of videos with you as we keep going here. And check out some of my other videos so that you can get a lot more perspective on things to help you better create the life of your dreams. All right. So with that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.